Welcome to the Alpha Gal Outdoorsman Podcast, where we talk all things Alpha Gal and all things outdoors. Everything from hunting, fishing, hiking, camping, canoeing, kayaking, jeeping, off-roading, even gardening. I'm your host, Robert Worley.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Gal Outdoorsman. Today is going to be an exciting day. I'm sitting down with my best buddy here, and we're going to just sit here. We're going to have a beer together, and we're going to talk about him going through Alpha Gal with me. He is the first guest that I've had on that does not have Alpha Gal, but he was with me through the whole course of my Alpha Gal and my diagnosis. Before we get too far into that, I want to talk about a couple things. So I talked about the old boy from Georgia coming on. He was going to be this episode. He still got that sick family member. But I will tell you, well, we'll talk about this in a little bit. He's got his calls. Last week's episode, my solo episode, just released yesterday, which was March 15th. Today is March the 16th. So we got right out a month before turkey season. So the bigger news is Bill 578. I got a text message today from my congressman that the vote will, is that a third cat out there? Or am I seeing things? I think I'm going crazy.
I think that's a reflection there.
But anyways, let's get back on track here. So Bill 578, my congressman called me today. It is going to a vote tomorrow in Congress. Or no, yeah, the House. The House will vote tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Bill 578. Everything looks very promising. I have said, just like I touched on in episode 7, that I don't understand the politics of it. I don't know where it goes or how it comes or how it gets to where it's at. I didn't know if it was voted on. I thought it could have been, then not sure. So, but for sure, tomorrow. So, I'm sorry, Wednesday. So, we're going to get this all screwed up. So, let's see. Today is March the 16th, so that'll make it March 18th. Wednesday, March 18th, Bill 578. So I may patch a piece in here, or I may make just a special announcement. I'll probably just do a special announcement about Bill 578 on here, let you know if it passed. But after that, then it goes to the Senate, and we start the whole process over again. So I'm hoping that by the end of summer, we got some good answers on if the bill will become law or not. So without any further ado here, my guest today is my best bud. He has been running with me for a lot of years. And from day one, when I got diagnosed with alpha-gal syndrome, he was the guy, when I had all my histamine problems and didn't know what they was and was all depressed and bummed and tore up, he's the guy's ear I've been off the most. So without any further ado, my buddy, well, his name's Donny Nickell, but we call him Dray. So Dray, tell us a little about yourself, my buddy. Cheers, by the way.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
I'm Donny. I live right outside of a little town called West Elkton. Been hanging with veiw and hunting for since just out of high school.
Yeah, that's
so
about right.
Been a long time.
Been a long time.
Do heating and air and worked at Dayton Children's Hospital.
You've been children's, so you worked at the Atrium Hospital before that.
Yeah, I've been working at the hospital
a lot
for
of years.
A long time.
Yeah, you've been doing the hospital thing. So moved to the Children's Hospital. I can only imagine what you see there every day. I'm kind of glad I'm not you in that sense. But so anyway, Dray, so we've been running together, like you said, for just out of high school, and so that's been
30 years,
30 plus years.
Yeah.
We have traveled a lot of places, buddy. Before we get too far into that, man, so when I got diagnosed with alpha-gal syndrome, I was having symptoms beforehand. You was around a lot. What do you remember about them early days of my diagnosis, just being from the outside looking in?
Man, I tell you, it was a depressing thing, really. I mean, see you get sick, having your episodes where you would swell up. You do a lot of the updates for your wife's country store. I would see you on the country store, and you would have black circles under your eyes. You'd be swelled up. lips swelled up, talking funny. But I could tell something was going on. You know, I seen the fact that you pretty near starved to death.
Wow.
Drop a bunch of weight. I watched it.
You know, I kind of forgot about, you know, I mean, I do the, so just for the listeners to get up there, my wife runs a country store called Worley's Country Store. And I do these things, I do advertising on social media for her. I do these things called 2-minute updates, where I'll come on there with a camera and it's just my smiling face. And for 2 minutes, I talk about the activities and the things she's got going on, at the store. And I never thought too much about that, but so you could tell.
Oh yeah,
you could tell by the way I was looking.
Oh yeah, you could tell when you first come down with it. Something's wrong. There was no diagnosis. There was nothing like that. You just, man, I'm sick. There's something going on. I can't eat. I wake up in the middle of the night. Body parts are hurting. I'm sick. Guts are, twisting.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. I mean, I seen it, felt bad for you. And then you come up with your own diagnosis.
Yeah, I had to self-diagnose.
And I thought, well, because we talked about that a long, long time ago. If you remember that, back hunting camp, long time ago.
I have. I've mentioned it on the podcast before.
Yeah, long time ago, between the foursome, it came up, and it was like, that's not real. I mean,
I know. I felt the same way back then.
Yeah. And then you were saying, man, I think I got it.
Yeah.
So,
So what D-Ray's referring to here is like 20 years ago. That was 20, maybe 25.
20 plus.
Yeah. We used to take this big old camper and we'd go down to southeastern Ohio, Lake Hope State Park, and that's where we deer hunted. In the fall we'd take we went gun season for a while, and then we'd go during the rut. But sitting around camp one night, and our buddy Brugman, old Jimmy, comes in and he's like, "Man, have you heard about this tick that bites you and make you allergic to red meat?" So we heard about it.
Yeah.
And we thought that's the craziest thing I ever heard of.
Yeah.
So, but I remember that conversation. I have mentioned it on this podcast a couple of times before. And that's what helped me self-diagnose, was remembering back to that conversation. And honestly, I don't remember if I have read or seen anything else about it anywhere. But what helped me was I knew I got a tick bite.
Yeah. Well, you knew you had a tick bite. That was a thing, and it's becoming so prevalent now. I mean, I even seen on TV the other day. I think it was Wisconsin is doing the same thing. They are trying to get a bill passed.
Yep. Yeah, there's actually
for
about
alpha-gal.
yeah, that's right. There's actually about a bunch of states right now. I think Wisconsin's number might be like Bill 1625 or something like that. Yeah, there's I know Missouri's one of them right now. There's a bunch of them out there that are trying to do them. Yeah. So D-Ray was the one person that I went through when I was hadn't learned about histamines yet. My histamines was a wreck, and I talked to this on a couple episodes ago with the Alpha Gal Grief Girl, that I went through a state of depression. That was something terrible, man. And I remember back, I would get down and out, and Donnie was my go-to guy. I'd call D-Ray on the phone, and I'd just wear him out, son, for about 5 minutes and say, "I got to get back to work." But yeah, well, I appreciate you for that, though, buddy. Just so you know,
it wasn't 5 minutes.
Yeah. How long was it?
Yeah. There was. I was worried about you. It.
Yeah,
I was way out of the character there.
Yeah. I just had a histamine dump like that. I talked about it on the last episode. Nikki's doing these workouts in the morning with get your cardio going.
Yeah.
I jumped on and done one with her a few weeks ago. Now I physically work every day, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And get my blood pumping. But this workout was a whole lot different. And I got out a few hours later in the yard doing some stuff. And I started having the worst gloom and doom. I thought I was going into depression. And I had to, and then it dawned on me, oh my gosh, I'm having a histamine dump from that workout, And reverts back to like when early on before having histamines all figured out.
No, a guy like me, I don't live it. So, seeing that happen, talking about the histamines, I would think that, histamines are messed up. The guy's getting ready to start sneezing, histamines.
Yeah.
But that it does so much, a whole lot.
Yeah, there's so much more to it. So histamines in your body is like a bucket. And this is the best way to explain it. Is like a bucket. And when that bucket gets full, it don't trickle out. It's like on a pendulum. And when it gets full, it dumps. It dumps the whole thing. So when you hear people talk about I have a histamine dump, that's what it is. And then, getting your cardio up and getting your blood pumping, will cause that, and then high histamine foods on top of that. That's why I take the antihistamines. Now, I've taken Claritin, I've taken Zyrtec, and I've taken Pepcid AC and all of them. And people think, well, it's not allergies or you're not having acid reflux. I don't take the Pepcid AC because I have acid reflux. I take it for the antihistamines that are in it because the antihistamines help control my histamines. Same with the Zyrtec. I don't have it because I have seasonal allergies or take it because of that. I take it because the antihistamines in there controls my histamines, which is crazy to me when I first learned about it. Probably crazy to you right now.
Right now, it's,
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing, but that's in the gist of it right there.
Yeah, I mean, you're learning. That's what everybody out there needs to do.
Yeah.
They need to learn.
Their allergy, exactly.
Their allergy.
If you've heard me say it once on this podcast, you've heard me say it 100 times. First off, I'm not a doctor. But if you heard me say, you got to learn your allergy. And when you learn your allergy, so I take a Pepcid AC every morning. Early days, I take a Pepcid in the morning and a Zyrtec at night. And I'm down to one Pepcid every morning, controls my histamines, except for I go to do a workout with Nick. She might be in a little better shape than me. I don't know.
You're going to put that on the podcast, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to cut and splice on this one here. This is just a talk with my buddy right here. So D-Ray, you and I, man, have seen the country. We have traveled near and far hunting and fishing and doing stuff. You got some favorites?
Thousands of miles.
Thousands of miles.
Thousands of miles.
We with dogs, without dogs, with fishing gear, with hunting gear. You got any favorites? You got any? I mean, what our trips in the past, even before Alpha Gal. I tell you what, before we get into that, let's talk about that first trip to deer camp when I found out I had Alpha Gal, because I didn't have it under control yet. Remember that trip? I mean, you guys cooked steaks outside on the porch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When it was cold, it was balls cold out.
Yeah,
yeah.
That bummed me out because you're the cook.
Yeah. I like cooking. Yeah, I like cooking.
And a lot of stuff, it might be called slop, but it's pretty good slop.
Yep.
So, I remember we cooked outside.
Had to watch where we put stuff in the refrigerator.
Utensils, washing dishes.
Yep.
Can't use no pots and pans that you're going to use.
That first trip, I took I still take my own skillets and cutting boards when we go down there on our hunting trip. But I'm way better and got way more control now than I used to have. So it's a whole lot easier, which you've noticed a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Last year we had them ostrich steaks. What did you think of those?
Man, I'm not a big fan of
No, you didn't like them, huh? Man, I tell you what.
They had I think if they was, they was cooked a little bit rare for me.
Yeah.
But it was something different, I mean, it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it's the closest thing to red meat it is a red meat actually, but it's still a bird. But it's the closest thing to a ribeye or to a daggone, a fillet or something like that I can have. I love them. So. But let's talk about our trips, man. We've done a lot of trips hunting and fishing and camping and hiking and all the things, jeeping. And would you got any favorites or any stick out in your mind?
Probably going into boundary waters was an experience, but I mean, we've had so many trips that just something makes them stick out. I mean, even the days of hitting Twin Creek when we was younger, and
yeah,
I mean, those are memories you're just never gonna forget.
Yeah, them are day trips right there, and them are yeah.
The thing about going to the Boundary Waters was we just got bad weather on the trip that we went,
Man,
so
we
it stands
sure did.
out. I slept with my pocket knife open laying beside me because I was afraid that it was going to pick my tent up and throw me in the water.
Oh, and you wanted to cut your way out.
I wanted to cut my way out.
Yeah. What D-Ray's talking about there is we went to the Boundary Waters. What year was that? Was COVID year 2020? 2019?
19, I think.
2019. And we went for Labor Day weekend, which is September. So we had weather that was 7 degrees in the daytime and 30s, low 30 or high 20s at nighttime. But we get up there. I think we got up there. We was 5 days.
5 days.
5 days. So we get up there. I don't remember what day of the week it was. Maybe like a Thursday.
We got up there on Wednesday, and we were going out on Thursday.
We got up Wednesday. We went into the Boundary Waters on Thursday. We get out, set up camp. Friday morning we get up, and it's gloomy. And by the afternoon it started raining. And we had rain and high winds for 3 or 4 days.
You gotta tell them how it was. It wasn't rain and high winds. It was torrential downpours and
56.
Hail come to.
Yeah.
It just, the thunder up there. You remember the thunder? How
Oh, yeah.
you would hear it. And it would be way away, and it would not stop, and it would just go whoa right on past you.
That was the craziest thunder
wild.
I've ever heard. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So Boundary Waters, the part we was in, I mean, we was only probably like what? We was 50 miles from Lake Superior. Less than 100 for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'd say 50 miles.
We was way up there.
Probably 50 miles from the north shore of Lake Superior. We was on the north side of Lake Superior into the Boundary Waters. So when that thunder would start, it would thunder across Lake Superior. Man, and it would, it literally would last 50, 60 seconds.
Long time.
Or longer even.
You'd hear it coming, and you'd hear it going.
Yeah.
Till it was gone.
And it wasn't just one or two.
No,
all of them.
All
of the time, it thundered like crazy. And yeah. I remember laying there in bed at night, like, we are so far out here, and we are in the wilderness, and it's blowing 50, 60 mile an hour, and these trees fall and smash one of us. I don't know how. It was something.
Yeah, it was an experience.
It was, yeah. Fishing was for squat. You did catch a northern. I caught a nice smallmouth. Yeah. We did catch a few fish, but we had one fish fry out of that 5 days. One fish fry, and none of us got a whole lot to eat.
We ate pretty good. We ate the MREs.
We did. We had a lot.
We ate pretty good.
Yeah.
That banana pudding was probably the best banana pudding I ever ate.
I got that video somewhere, and I actually think that it's on YouTube. I'm going to see if I can pull it down, and I can see if I can move it over to the Alpha Gal Outdoorsman YouTube page. I'll see if I can pull any of that down or move any of that around.
There was a lot of stuff there that we seen, though. I mean, the beaver swimming past us with sticks in their, they were everyday thing.
Yeah.
The bald eagle that come landed in the tree and just sat and watched me.
Yeah.
For 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool at first, and then you look up there and see him. That's a big old bird.
That's
with
a big old bird.
Spikes on his feet.
Yeah.
Man. He was. It made me a bit on the leery side, but
yeah,
it was cool. The whole experience.
Yeah, I'll tell you one of my favorites thinking back, and I always think about our trips. And when now our boys are 27 now. They're 27?
27.
They'll be 28 this year.
Mm-hmm.
They're 27 years old. So it was 19 years ago. When our boys was 8 years old, we took them to northern Canada. Our buddy from up there had just got a camp on Jimmy Lake. And it's so far up there that he told us when we get there, he said, look, if the wildlife officers, they fly across on airplanes. If they see you on a boat on the lake, they'll land. He says, if they land you have to tell them that you're friends of mine, that we grew up together, because this all them lakes around there are fly-in
Right.
fishing camps where they fly in, and it took we drove 15 hours in a Jeep,
Yeah.
you and the boys, and that trip is probably the boys. I know the boys still talk about that trip today.
Yeah.
And they was 8 years old.
That was an experience. I mean, your buddy, he took us for a ride up there, and we're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the telephone poles start out with 3 wires, 2 wires, 1 wire, and then everything is tough. The birds are tough. But we're driving down this old logging road, and he's saying, "Oh, there's bear scat." And the whole time I'm wanting him to stop so I can look at it, because I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
There's wolf scat. Oh, stop, But it was cool.
That was a good trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got up that one morning. Cage and I rolled out early, and we got on that. Right on it. He had one. He had a couple of boats, but one had a motor. It was like a 3-horse, wasn't it? Little bitty motor, wide open. It went trolling speed.
Right.
Wide open. It was like trolling speed. There wasn't getting nothing up on wake or nothing like that. But me and Cage stood there at the bank and looked around and said, "Where you want to fish at?" We tried over there. We tried over there. We said, "Let's just hit it all." So he put this little bait on, man. And we trolled around that thing and tore them fish up. We had an absolute blast for hours.
You guys actually caught what do they call that? A speckled trout?
We caught a bunch of splake trout.
There was one that they really liked.
We caught a speckled trout. And I think we threw it back. So the splake trout are a hybrid, and the Canadian government kind of flies over these lakes and they drop. I don't know if they drop
fingerlings.
Are they fingerlings?
Yeah.
Okay. They drop these fingerlings in the lake, so they kind of help stock them. Well, these splake trout are hybrid fish, so they don't reproduce. So if you catch the splake, they just expect people to keep them and eat them. So we did keep the splake and ate them. But we did catch, it was like
it was nice.
Yeah,
it was
14 or 15 inch speckled trout, and we ended up putting it back for sure. Yeah, Bob was like, "Put that guy back. We want to keep him in here." So yeah, that's probably my when I think back of our journeys.
That one's up there. It's on the list.
Yeah. So so Dray, turkey season's coming. Now, when we go down turkey season in Kentucky, you don't turkey hunt. You just mushroom hunt. You and Doug, and me and Roy do the turkey hunting.
Well, I might now. I got my knee replaced.
I love that. I'm glad to hear that. So I'm dedicating the second half of I'm just going to give April and maybe episode or 2 into May, or maybe the first one in May or whatever. It actually might be both episodes in May, because I'm just dedicate to turkey bonanza.
Turkey and mushrooms.
Turkey and mushrooms.
Turkey
that's
and
right.
mushrooms.
Okay, I won't leave the mushrooms out. That's right. So April 18th, we're going down to Kentucky, back to Hemlock. So if people watch any of the videos on the YouTube page, you'll see our deer camp when we went down. We stayed at Hemlock Hill. If you're interested in visiting Eastern Kentucky, you can go to the Facebook page, Hemlock Hill and Acorn Ridge at Red River Gorge. Just 2 cabins side by side. They're both Airbnbs. And if you ever interested in renting them, you can always give me an email at alphagaloutdoorsman@gmail.com. But we're going back down. We're going to leave on a Friday, which is the 17th. And we're going to be there till Tuesday or Wednesday of the next week. But
a lot of hunting ground there.
Lots of hunting ground.
Daniel Boone, there's a lot of it. Yeah. Thousands of acres.
Right here where me and Dray live is, man, if you get a 50-acre patch of woods that you can go hunt, you've got something.
Yeah.
There just ain't big patches around here anymore. It's all farmed up or it's developed. And it's such a relief to go to Kentucky and be able to run and gun for turkeys and not run out of room. It's such a good thing. Speaking of that, what do you say let's get a Southern Ohio turkey update? So right here where I'm at, I haven't seen a lot of birds. I have been seeing a few from the road here and there, and they're flocked up. But I haven't seen a ton of action yet. But I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to call our 2 hunting buddies. I'm going to put them on the speakerphone. And we're going to get, so who we calling first? Jeff or Roy? Jeff is Eastern Ohio.
Jeff Southeastern. Roy gets all over, really.
He's in mostly Central. So who you want to call first? Roy?
Yeah, call Roy.
All right.
Roy.
So we're going to call Roy for a Central Ohio turkey update. Let's see here.
He's a hoot.
I'll put him on the speakerphone right here. Let's see what we get. I'm going to hold it right here. Oh, it's ringing.
Good evening.
What you doing, Roy boy?
What's happening, little buddy?
Hey, me and D-Ray here record the podcast on Alpha Gal Outdoorsman, and we know that you are a railroad man and you are all over Central Ohio. We're wanting a turkey update. So what do you got for us?
Son, I'm telling you, the hottest ones I've had right now are up toward the Sharonville area, up towards Cincinnati. And son, they are hanging out in just gaggles. I mean, just hordes of them. I ran into some the other day, which, we got some good pictures, good looks at. They were strutting. They were all fanned out. And I got my turkey feather, kangaroo undies on and my turkey feet and went out there and tried to, get with them. And I think I scared them off, but had a nice big Tom. He had a good beard on him, and Jake, they were spread out, and I am starting to see them hot and heavy come out toward Springfield area, London, Enon, up toward Clark County's way.
So it's starting. Today.
Yeah.
Today is March the 16th, and it has started. And that's a bad thing about the Ohio season is they get it in later to give the birds a chance to breed, which is good. But man, it makes it tough hunting sometimes here in Ohio.
Sometimes you miss it.
Yeah. Now, I'm not hearing a whole lot of talking and squawking, but man, they are out. They're out feet on the ground.
I love that. I'm glad to hear that.
They're out, and they're out in big groups. They haven't separated yet, and they're not really talking a lot. But man, they are out in huge groups, 30 or more sometimes.
Well, me and D-Ray are sitting here recording. We're talking a little bit about this year's. This year is a turkey camp, which is April the 17th. It comes in on the 18th. Me and you got us a double last year. So, you had to shoot a couple, 2 or 3 times to get your. I just want to make sure I ain't backing you up this year,
Yeah. Well, I'll try to be, a little better sided. I got a good knee this year. I'm on fire. I'm on fire this year.
You and D-Ray both got new knees, so I better look out. That's all I can say.
Son, all I got to say is we'll get there and we'll have a race to see who's got the better of the 2 spots.
I love that. Can't wait.
If he wins, he'll win it fair and square. I'll take it.
I love that. All right, Roy, we're going to get off here. We're going to give Jeffy a call next. So we'll talk to you soon, my buddy.
All right, brother. We appreciate you, and Alpha Gal Outdoorsman forever.
See you, buddy. Later.
Later.
Well, there, D-Ray is your Central Ohio update.
He gets around.
He does, man. He's everywhere.
City turkeys.
That's what
the city turkeys are starting first.
Yeah. So let's see what Jeff is in Eastern Ohio. Now he is down by MacArthur. Yeah.
Dundas.
Jeffy, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, me and D-Ray sitting here recording for Alpha Gal Outdoorsman. And we are wanting a southeastern Ohio turkey update. What you got? What you seeing?
Snow right now.
I know it was snowing here today. Is it?
It's
look at it out there right now. It is getting down, buddy.
We got over an inch.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's still coming down.
I'm gonna walk over here to the window and see what we got. I still got green grass, but it's coming down in goose feathers right now.
I can't see none of my grass.
So today's March the 16th, and are you seeing any turkey activity down there?
Not at my house. I have not. I haven't seen any. Like you and D-Ray know that they clear cut all the way around the farm here. We got 80 acres,
and there's over 200 acres that surround us on the 3 sides, and they clear cut every bit of it. And I haven't seen a turkey since.
Is that right? Man.
I haven't seen a coyote. I've seen very few deer.
That clear cutting, I feel confident that they'll be back, but I think they've just put a shock into. How long ago was it they clear cut all that, Jeffy?
All summer.
All summer. So this is the first season. We went through deer season and going into the turkey season. It's the first turkey season since, huh?
Yes, it is.
Gotcha.
But I haven't seen any turkeys. Usually I can sit here and see turkeys over there in the clay by the pond.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any. Not one.
I got
Not
you.
even a hen.
Man, that's kind of, well, I'm going to have to get down your way, and we're going to have to take us a ride one evening, see if we can get some birds talking.
Yeah, I talked to my son. He drives for UPS, and he said that he hasn't been seeing very many, but he's in Morrow.
Okay, all right.
But he's been talking to a lot of his buddies who said they've been seeing them.
Yeah, I got you. We just talked to Roy, too, and Roy's been seeing quite a few down in between Springfield and Cincinnati. So they're starting. They're moving. So,
yeah.
All right, Jeffy, we'll be letting you go, my buddy. So we'll talk to you real soon.
All right.
See you, bub.
See you, buddy.
Well, D-Ray, we got kind of a mixed bag right there, man.
Sure enough. Well, Jeff lives in the country.
He's
It's the city turkey.
That's right.
The city turkey.
Roy's, it's city bird. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like he's had a real big change down there. I mean,
yeah, but them clear cuts.
couple years.
Into them, boy, they bring the wildlife in, and you can't get them out of there.
No.
I mean, you gotta, like, just for deer hunting, for instance. I mean, you gotta hunt the edges of them clear cuts.
Surprising that the deer are not in there though, because they dropped them tops, and that's a good foliage for the deer.
Yeah.
Which you would think the turkey would get in there too, because you got all that mess now that turkeys can get in there and lay their eggs and nest. And, it's tough for things to get around. So
they're probably there, and maybe they're in there. Well, that stuff ain't. A lot of the tops are there. Maybe he's just not seeing them because of that. Yeah, and I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right on that.
A lot of the tops, even though they're down, they'll still bud out. They may not have died yet.
Yeah. I have seen that before.
Turkeys eat on them.
Yeah, I have seen that before. So hopefully they come back. And by the time season comes in, Jeffy's got some birds on the place.
Yeah.
I think that my son and my son-in-law and I, now, first week of Ohio season, I think that's April 24th, they have a bachelor party or something somewhere. But the second weekend, I think me and Cage and Logan are going to we're going to make a trip down to Lake Hope down by Jeff's.
Go down and try and call.
Yeah, we're going to go down. We're going to hunt. Now, in Ohio, you can only hunt till noon until last week or two of season. But we're going to go down and hunt. A day and a half. We're going to hunt Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully we get some birds talking.
You're pretty good at it. You've always called for me. Way better at it than I am.
I like calling. That's why I turkey hunt. Speaking of that, so we talked about the old boy from Georgia. Now I'll tell you, his name is Eddie Palmer. So he makes wing bone turkey calls. And let me tell you something. I've never used one of these before, and I am not good at it at all. When I first got this thing, should have seen me in the house trying to make some noises on this thing. I couldn't use it at all, and I still can't. I probably will not hunt with it this season by no means, because I'm no good at it. But this thing is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I'm getting better at it. So let me give this thing a tote or two here.
It is pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to the camera here a little bit. Let's see, it says Old Turk wing bones. It's got a date on it when it was made and everything. It's pretty awesome, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're all handmade.
Nothing else, you don't kill nothing. You're looking good out there.
I'm looking good with that thing
yeah.
around my neck, ain't it? So I'm gonna give this thing a whirl right here. And now, like I said, I'm not good at this thing. I got some other calls laid out here. I'll hit some turkey calls a little bit, but so this is as far as I got on this. Now, don't be giggling at me.
No promises.
See? See, I just ain't got that, the pitch. I'm not too good at the pitch yet. Now, he did it to me the other day. I talked to him on the phone. He was picking them up, and man, he was making them
turn them up.
Oh, yeah. So I'll get it. Just going to take me a little
practice.
Time. Yeah. But my box call, I like the box call because it's good and loud, and it's I like it, especially locating. But if they're answering back to it, I'll keep hitting that dude. But it's that sucker's good and loud when you're in the woods.
Carry.
Yeah, it really does. Now the slate call I use a lot, excuse me, because I can purr with it, and I haven't been practicing a lot lately, but I can purr with it, and I can't purr with anything else. I can't purr with a mouth call or the box call, and they really like that purr. If you get a bird that's not responding real good, a lot of times you can purr at him, and you can get him fired up. Not always, but a lot of times, and the slate calls, Well, that sucker's pretty loud,
man.
Yeah. But my favorite, man, is I like a mouth call because my hands are free. But I tell you what, a lot of times they just don't respond. Now, and this is just me. This is not everybody, but my experience is a lot of times they just wouldn't answer a mouth call. There's been times when I've had the slate call and the mouth call both going at the same time, or I'll do one and then hit the other one a little bit. And I have had birds answer that slate call and not say a word to the mouth call. I could hit that, he'd gobble. Hit it again, he'd gobble. A few minutes later, I could hit the mouth call, he wouldn't say a word. I've had that happen numerous times. Now, last year, this thing was really productive. Roy and I's double was this mouth call. Brutus. Did I tell you about Brutus?
I know of Brutus.
Brutus, yeah. So let me hit this mouth call a little bit here. Huh? I like that call. I like to have my hands free, But Brutus, that's the call right there called Brutus.
Let's get back to Brutus.
That sucker gave me the slip last year. I talked about him last week on last episode 7, but I'll tell it again.
How tall was that bird?
Oh, he was 6 foot tall.
Ooh.
5-inch spurs.
With a bandana on. Right?
He wore a bandana.
Yeah.
I ain't sure he didn't have a scar on the side of his head where he had stitches removed. I mean, he was a big old mean bird, son. But it was my fault. I sat up too close to the cliff edge, to the ridge edge. It was pretty steep hill coming up. I sat too close to the edge where I couldn't see over. And
that over at the farm?
Yep, down at the farm in Kentucky. And when he popped over, I was just turning a little bit. Dad was about 200 yards from me, and he was calling, and then I was calling, and between the two of us, we had 2 or 3 birds gobbling. It was only about an hour after daylight, if that. And man, he come up over and he was 20 feet when he popped over and seen me, and I seen him about the same time, and he took a few steps and took flight off the ridge, and that was it.
Gone.
And I could have took a pop shot, but that's just not who I am. I just watched him take his headband off as he flew across. This sucker, I'm coming back for you. So I gave him fair warning last episode. I'm giving him fair warning this episode, Brutus. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. So,
Well-
D-Ray, what about mushrooms?
Oh,
Let's talk mushrooms a little bit.
Yeah.
So, man, you and Dougie killed them last
Yeah.
year. Big old yellows, son.
yep.
Where was you finding them at?
Down in runoffs, mainly runoffs close to the creek. It wasn't like they were by any certain tree. You know, they were on the flats in the grass, close to water, standing water, actually.
Yep.
And we never found not a one snakehead, nowhere, not one.
Yeah.
They were all yellow sponge.
All yellow sponge. Man,
Yep.
we ate good. We had
Yeah.
turkey schnitzel and fried mushrooms
Yeah,
for dinner. Yeah,
that was a good one.
that was a good one. 3 big old bags. I think there's some pictures from that trip. I'm pretty sure.
I got a picture.
If you got pictures, send me some pictures. I'll see if I can get them. Maybe I'll put us a little thing together, and if I can find all these stuff and put them on the YouTube channel or something like that. So
I think that down there just hadn't been hunted in a long time, and we hit it just at the right temperature.
yeah, that spot's pretty sweet for sure. I mean, we've been turkey hunting and mushroom hunting down there for a few years now, and that sweet spot, man, it's probably what, from the cabin to the waterfalls, probably what,
150 yards.
Oh, you think that's it? I was thinking.
It ain't. It maybe 200 at the most. It ain't that far.
You know, you're probably right.
Going across.
That's right. You're probably right.
Yeah.
Like Red Curl Fries, it just going down that hill and out and around. It seems like a little
It's
farther.
not
But I
that far.
bet you're absolutely right. And that 200-yard stretch. I mean, how many we had? I know we had 4 big Walmart bags
Yeah,
full.
and there was a young boy that was in there. He had already got a couple bags out of that area.
Yeah. Man, you know, they built a house just up from there.
That boy did.
No, you know, before you get to the waterfall, there's a house there now. So hopefully we're going to, I mean, we could still go up through there, you know, or mushroom hunting, but there's a house up in there now. I don't know if we got to not cross that piece of property. We might get cut short. Might lose 50 yards of that sweet spot there for sure. So
Well,
that's all right. That's all right. So D-Ray, what's on the agenda for this year? Outdoorsy or you gonna put any feeders or any food plot out there at your house? You live out in the country and you got deer.
I'm putting out some trees. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which putting out quite a few trees actually.
Fruit
Put out-
trees or what?
Yep.
Yeah.
All fruit trees.
For the deer?
Yep. Persimmon trees. I'm putting out 2 persimmon trees, which they'll be years before they
Right.
do
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
But I've got 1 plum. They come up, eat the plums. I've got it would be good for good for jellies, but it's not good plum to eat.
The deer like it.
The deer like them.
That's the
They
key
do.
right there.
Yep.
That's the key right there.
But yeah, I'm going to put out several trees, and hopefully here in about 4 or 5 years, I don't want to have to leave the house.
That'd be nice one. Well, you still got
I
to
don't have-
make hunting camp though. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got. I think I had 14 in my backyard here a week or so ago. 14 deer.
So it won't be long. Crappie will be hitting too.
Yeah.
I'm ready for some crappie fishing.
I got me a new canoe.
Yeah,
I'm ready for that.
you got you a fiberglass one, didn't you? Or
I got me a nice
or is it Kevlar? I mean,
It's Kevlar.
that light one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 40 pounds.
Man, that thing's nice, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what me and Nick did last year. So we talked about Twin Creek earlier. So where we live, Twin Creek is the creek that we how long we've been shooting the creek. Well, and that's a 5-mile stretch, I think. About a 5-mile stretch from bridge to bridge we put in. We go down about 5 miles. But we take that 5 miles and we just kind of float and fish and then get out and wade and fish. but the creek's pretty small. I mean, dead of summer, it's hard. You do a lot of walking.
Dead of summer, you got the potential to
Walk
portage quite a bit.
a lot, yeah. Nick and I, so we somehow, I know Whitewater River is over in Indiana, but what am I right here? I live 15 minutes from the about 10 minutes from the Indiana state line. Another 10 minutes is the Whitewater River. But I never knew how far up the Whitewater River came. So if you can go down toward Brookville, which is like a 45-minute drive, and there's canoe rentals and stuff down there. And I never realized how much farther up the watershed of Brookville Lake came, past where the lake is. They got the watershed, so Brookville Lake still owns all that property around the river coming in, right?
Sure. State ground.
So Nick and I discovered, I don't know, I've lived here my whole life, and I knew it was there, but I didn't realize, So Nick and I, we kind of discovered, that's public access. Nick and I jumped a Jeep one day, top off, take us a country cruise, and we went and took the GPS or took, on X with our phones, and we took off. And Liberty, Indiana is the pullout. Was that State Route 44?
44 or 1.
One of the two.
Yeah.
They crisscross right there in Liberty. So, but at any rate, and then we headed upriver. We went past the river, found a road that went north. I jumped on it and went, found another bridge. We ended up going up about, let me think here. I think we was like 15 miles. We was 4 or 5 bridges north. And
nice.
Yes, and the river is still big. It's way bigger than we did it in the dead of summer last year, D-Ray, and never had to get out.
Nice.
Never had to walk. The middle of August, never had to get out and walk. The water was up. The water had a good current. A few spots we had to portage because there was, down trees and stuff like that. But let me tell you something, buddy. The smallmouth fishing, and I've talked to you about this before.
Yeah, we actually took a ride over there. We took a ride.
The smallmouth fishing is just unlike what we're used to down at Twin Creek. So I think a big part of my year is I actually went and bought a new kayak last year, fishing one I could just sit on top of, so I don't have to get down in that old green one, But the smallmouth fishing over there is so much better. I don't know that I'll be hitting Twin Creek much
In
this
other
year.
words, I need to buy my Indiana fishing license.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that new canoe of yours, and yeah, I'm ready for a shore lunch for sure. But we got turkey season coming, turkey bonanza coming. We have mushroom season. It'll be here before you know it. And usually we get
About the same time.
oh yeah, for sure. That usually is. But then and we hit Kentucky first. And the thing about the mushrooms is the mushrooms down there are in about opening of turkey season. And we're 3 hours north of where we go down there turkey hunting. Up here, usually we get a week or two of turkey hunting before the mushrooms start popping. But I'm ready. And then
Before they hit it hard, yeah.
Before they hit it hard, yeah. Anything else, D-Ray, you want to touch on? Any catfishing you want to talk about? Or
Man, I'm ready to go to the woods.
I know, right? Every time I record one of these podcasts and I talk to some people, I'm ready to get out and get
They
out.
go fishing.
Yeah. Well, it won't be long. I mean, so today, I've said the date 3 times. What did I say? It was 16th. Today's the March the 16th, and it's going to be 17 degrees tomorrow morning in the morning. That's what 17, and the high of 25. And last week, or 3 days ago, we had 70.
No, it was 70 yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah, it hit 70 yesterday.
70 degrees yesterday.
Yesterday at 4 o'clock, it was 70 degrees, 70 plus. And right now on the way home, my truck said 31.
Poof. Man, I'm tired of it.
And that was almost a whiteout that I seen out the window there.
Well, look out the window on my roof over there. We got a dusting of snow on the roof. Yeah.
I'm done with it for this year.
I am too.
I hope that the old saying that the the snow and the cold, the bugs go away, we're going to see this year.
We are going to see.
Because we had a lot of snow for a long time, and it was cold for a long time.
Yep. And I was always, my whole life, up until Alpha Gal, you may or may not know this, I'm not sure, D-Ray, but I was always under the impression my whole life that a cold winter and big snows killed the ticks. And that couldn't be farthest from the truth. They just hunker in. You're better off to have really, really cold temperatures with no snow, but it don't kill them.
With no snow.
They don't kill them at all, but it will take care. It will kill some if you older ticks. I know this sounds crazy talking about an old tick or a weak tick or whatever, but they're just like, they're a critter just like anything else. They don't get enough nourishment, and
They starve to death.
They will. They go into this thing, and it's not hibernation. There's another name for it for a tick, but they don't die. Ticks don't die, and I think these Lone Star ticks, I think they're tougher than the most. You know what I mean? And I just seen Red River Gorge is where Hemlock Hill's at. That's where the cabin's at. That's where we go, and we hunt just on the other side of the gorge. But we spend a lot of time down there. I've already seen on the gorge pages this year people have been picking ticks off of them.
Really?
Yeah, and I've actually been seeing that for a couple of weeks because it's been getting. I was down to do some service work on one of the cabins 2 days ago, and it was 70 degrees.
Yeah.
I sat on the porch waiting on them. I had some polyurethane on one of the countertops. I was waiting on it to dry. I sat on the porch without my shirt on in the sunshine for a little while. It was 70 degrees. Now it was pretty windy, but them ticks are migrating north so fast, man. I know when I was in Congress, we had some paperwork. We had some flyers and stuff that was printed from Alpha Gal Alliance to take. They took care of all of our packets to pass out to the senators and the congressmen and stuff like that, And there's a map in there that shows the spread over the, last, I don't know, 10 years. I can't remember the timeline on it, but over the last few years, and they kind of a projected timeline, and they're finding Lone Star ticks now all the way up into Michigan.
Wow.
And there's not a ton of them, but they're finding them that far north.
And it's only been a couple of years that they finding them here.
It's like, I will say this, that 5 years ago in Kentucky, eastern Kentucky, people was like, Alpha Gal syndrome, what's that? And now everybody knows what it is.
Everybody knows about it.
And I was in Skybridge Station, which is a restaurant / pub in the gorge. And I talked to a lady, and her husband has Alpha Gal. She claims he got it working on the blacktop driveway on a car. He was underneath the car on a blacktop driveway. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Them ticks are pretty aggressive like that. But when I was talking to her, this was just a couple months ago. She said 30% of Wolfe County have Alpha Gal. And I'm like, that number sounds absurd to me. That number sounds crazy.
Sounds really high, doesn't it?
Yeah. And she said, okay. And she did this for an example. I don't know if she's right or wrong. I'm just, one person. So she said, look around this room. How many people in here you see? And I can't remember now. There might have been 40 people in there. She said, how many people in here got it that you know of? And you don't know, but maybe 10 people in here. I said, well, the bartender's got it. Your husband's got it. I got it. Drew, the trivia guy's got it. I sat right there and named 5 people. 5 or 6 people. She said, you just named 5 people and you don't know 30 of the other people in here. She said 30% of this county, and I still think that's kind of crazy high, but it could be true. And I don't know. That's the great thing about Bill 578 for Ohio. Kentucky just made this year, their bill passed into law this year, Kentucky and West Virginia both, that they have a law now that you go to the doctor or the allergist and you contract alpha-gal syndrome, the doctor, the allergist, has got to report, just like Lyme disease or Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
Well, it's all about the education, because a lot of the people that are getting this are not outdoor people. They are people who, walk their dog, whatever. They're not hunters.
Right.
They're
Gardeners.
Gardeners.
Yeah.
They're out there. So the doctors, the first doctor you went to, I remember, he was useless to you. The guy did not have any idea, nothing about it. You educated him what he knew about it.
Yeah.
But everybody, the nurses, the doctors, they need to be at the ERs. People go in there sick because that's where they're going to be. It makes people, a lot of, all your listeners, they realize, how bad it is. I didn't realize it was that bad. We're allergic to red meat. Oh, well, you just can't eat red meat for a couple of days. No, it's bad.
It's bad. Don't go away
either.
Yeah,
you're people going to the ER. The pilot died from it here not long ago.
Yeah, and he was the first.
Yeah.
Every time somebody dies, the first death of alpha-gal syndrome.
Well,
yeah.
But that guy, he was probably not an outdoor guy. He's flying all over the world and stuff like that. So when he got sick, he didn't know how to self-diagnose. He went to the doctors, and he's probably going to doctors in these big cities and stuff. They got no idea.
Yeah, no idea.
No idea. Right. So,
yep.
I think it's awesome.
I will tell you this. I don't know if you listened to when I had I think it was Jenny, the alpha-gal grief girl. She went into anaphylactic shock, and off to the hospital she went, right? I think it was an ambulance ride. She EpiPenned, and then ambulance ride to the ER. And when they get to the ER, they say, you're having an allergic reaction of some sort to something like this. And they gave her an IV fluid that had mammal in it.
Oh.
They doubled down on her. She just injected an EpiPen, and they get to the doctor, and the doctor don't listen to nothing she says. I can't have no mammal. He knows more than her, and he's never heard of it, and gives her an IV that has, I don't know what the IV was. She didn't say, or maybe she did and I didn't catch it, but, and it had mammal in it.
I never heard of it. I work in a hospital.
Yeah,
I've never heard of an IV that has,
I don't know what it was.
It was saline, whatever it is. I never knew.
Right. It might not have been an IV either. It might have been some kind of medicine. So don't, maybe I stand corrected right there. I've been doing a lot of corrections on this podcast since I started this thing. Yeah, that's what last episode was. Last episode was a solo episode, and I just kind of cleared up some things that I had been, talking about over the last 6 episodes to clear some things up, prep for the future, whatever. So here's my thoughts for Turkey Bonanza, right? So we're going down. If I can get Eddie Palmer on for the 15th, I'm not sure. Like I said, he's got a sick family member. I'm hoping that I can get him recorded over the next 20 days or so, and he'll be April the 15th episode. And we can hear somebody really use one of these old Turk wing bone. Yeah, old Turk wing bone turkey calls. But then, this is my first episode right here where I just sat down with somebody. We're using the computer camera. There's nothing fancy about this. If this goes over good, then maybe I'll get some other equipment. But I want to sit down, and I'm hoping that when we get down to Hemlock, sit down and do this very thing at Turkey Camp. Me and you and Roy, whoever shows, whatever, Doug, whatever, and we'll sit down maybe the first night and we'll record 10 or 15 minutes, talk about our setups and what we're doing, and then maybe the last night, or maybe we'll just do a whole podcast. I don't know. I want to do that. Or we'll do a full episode the first night we get there, and then we'll do a full episode the night before we leave, and I'll just do a 2-part series.
Oh, be able to show all the mushrooms that I find.
That's exactly right.
That we haven't ate yet.
Yeah, we have, right. And then what happens if we don't find? We already ate them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's like the turkeys. If you don't get one, it was a good one.
That's right. So, D-Ray, I know I asked you this once before on one of the videos from Hunting Camp. I try to do this to every guest, and I forget sometimes, but we have these things called the Alpha Gal Surprise, and it is either good or bad. And I will tell you this: so like a good Alpha Gal Surprise for me is when I discovered Twizzlers had a safe sugar in it for me, because I like Twizzlers, and then, and I use this as an example all the time, that Aquafina and Dasani water are filtered through bone char. I learned the hard way. That was a Alpha Gal Surprise. Being around me and, going through this with me. We got a cat fight over there, son.
Real live action.
Yeah. Live action.
Yeah.
Is there any Alpha Gal surprises that really stand out in your mind? Things that you've seen me go through, or things that have happened that was like, wow, I would have thought but never thought,
Well, that's just like just a few minutes ago, you said that ticks don't hibernate.
And you mean don't freeze to death?
Don't freeze to death.
Right.
It surprises me that I've never seen a tick in the snow.
Right.
I haven't. You would think that being covered with snow, they would freeze to death. It makes sense that they starve to death and die.
Well, they're dormant. It's not that they are active. They're not active. So you probably won't see them in the winter. They're not active at all. They just dig into the leaf litter and they lay dormant. And maybe they do call it hibernation, but I don't think it was with the ticks. It was hibernation. It was a dormant state that they go into. Yeah. But ticks, I hate them son of a guns. Anyways,
there's multiple things. A couple of things that stand out is the food that you eat. I'm always good for a free meal, so the food that I've come up here and tried that you are cooking, I like to try. That's like the ostrich and emu and that kind of thing. A lot of the stuff that you've gotten a lot better at cooking.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You got anything favorite that I've cooked so far? Let me ask you this. The smoked duck with the fat on it. What'd you think of that?
Oh, that's delicious. It's delicious. The emu, the ostrich I wasn't a big fan of. I think it just, my burger might have been a little undercooked for me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But holy smokes, I tried some cookies that
gosh dang, let's not even talk about them cookies, man.
These cookies that you had come up with that I couldn't eat them.
So God love my wife, man. She's been a guardian angel for me, just because we've lived Alpha Gal together. If I can't eat it or can't do it, she has it. And it don't bother me if we go to dinner or do something like that, she'll get a cheeseburger and it don't bother me. And I love it to see her get a big double cheeseburger or a single cheeseburger with bacon on it, because she don't get that at home. But that was early on, before I had my histamines in check and all that stuff. Man, I was just dying for something sweet or something different. And she dug and found this cookie recipe. It was pumpkin. It was some kind of a pumpkin cookie.
It was. It's
pumpkin. Yeah. Dude, I tore them things up. I absolutely tore them things up, son. It's like Indian fry bread or something.
You were bad. You loved them. I couldn't eat it. I mean, it was, yeah.
Do you remember that part in Jeremiah Johnson when that Indian squaw cooks him that fry bread and he walks around, spits it out as he's walking away? That's what you reminded me of.
Tells the boy, go check the traps and get some proper food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked very good, but you've come a long way with it. I mean, you've learned to deal with it, and you're come a long way. Like I said, you're on the peaked side. You were skinny.
Oh man, you telling me? Oh, it's
black. Yeah, you've come a long way. Black bags under your eyes. And, yeah, you were.
It was a rough time for a while, that's for sure. I feel like I'm one of the fortunate ones because I really have learned my allergy, and I still learn stuff every day. I have really learned my allergy, things I can have, and I don't cheat because I don't want to have nothing bad happen. I don't. But
Well, you can't cheat.
You can't
You're going to
cheat.
get sick.
You're going to get sick. But I do know the places that I can push my luck a little bit. Like I can have some dairy and I can have some cheese. And sometimes I push my luck with cheese, because you had extra piece of pizza, man, and
Really?
you've got all that mozzarella on there. And sometimes I push my luck, and I got to be careful where my pizzas come from,
Right.
because I got to know the way they're cooked and the knife they're cutting them with and that sort of stuff, but that's why I'll give a shout out to Miguel's down in Red River Gorge, because if you go in there and you order, and they even got vegetarian or vegan cheese for your pizza. I had it, and I won't have it again. But they got it. I'm fortunate right there that I can have some cheese. But I'll give a shout out to Miguel's Pizza down there in Red River Gorge. If you got alpha-gal syndrome, you go in there and you order you a veggie pizza. I like green peppers, green olives, onions, and mushrooms. And I tell them I got alpha-gal syndrome. And they make sure they cook it completely separately. They put it on a different platter when they cut it, and they cut it with its own knife. And they put it in its own. When they deliver it to you, if you eat in, they bring it in a box instead of just bringing it out on a tray, even though, So that's I'll give a shout out right there for alpha-gal folks. So
Their pizza is good too.
it is good, ain't it?
Yeah, it is good.
Skybridge. I had lunch down there at Skybridge the other day. And did you know that they have a vegetarian burger?
No, I did not.
I didn't either until I had Will Winford, the rock climber, on here, who rock climbs in the Red River Gorge, and he told me about it. And since then, I've had two. And it's the same thing there. I'll give a shout out to Skybridge. I go in, and they're getting to know me enough to where I can say, hey, don't forget, I got an alpha-gal, and they'll clean the grill and everything for me. Now, unfortunately, there is some folks out there that are so sensitive that even though they clean that grill, they couldn't eat off of it.
Right.
And I'm very grateful that I'm not that person, and I sympathize with the people that are. But
Now, you were really sensitive at first.
I was, boy. Yes, I was.
You
very
were.
much. And 99% of that, I think, was controlling my histamines. There's a couple other things that I, tried and done to.
I remember we had Santa Claus here, and I was out there cooking sausage on the griddle.
That's right.
And you just walked through the smoke.
That's
and
right. Well, I was too close to you. Yeah, I was too close to you for too long. And I have this telltale sign that my forearm still is. You've pointed it out to me before, because there's times I'll start itching my forearm and I won't realize I'm doing it. And you have been around me enough to know, goes, hey, what are you doing? Look at your arm. Pointed that out. You pointed out to me at deer camp year before last.
Yeah.
So yeah, you was cooking sauce. So I think I've talked about this on the podcast too before, that, my wife runs that country store. We have breakfast with Santa Claus every Christmas. And you guys, I used to do the cooking when it comes to that. We cook pancakes and sausage links. And I stood right around that smoke too long, and I had to get away from it. It was, that sausage was strong. We cooked, and you probably cooked 200 sausage links for the kids.
Oh, a lot more than 200.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Probably 5 or 6 bags.
Yeah, probably 5 or 6 bags of sausage links for the kids. I mean, I think Nick, my wife, can tell you how many kids come through the door that day, but there's probably 50 or 60 kids, I'm guessing. And
a whole bunch.
Yeah, a whole bunch. And a lot of the parents ate, so yeah.
Sure, there was a whole bunch.
Yeah. So now we've covered a lot of stuff here, D-Ray, alpha-gal and outdoors, and I wouldn't mind doing this. Let's get into summertime and get this the turkey season. Let's get fishing. Let's take an adventure. Let's do that. I'll tell you what. Let's do the Brookville Lake or Whitewater River when we get into summer, and then we'll come back on and do another podcast.
We are to do one of these from shore lunch.
We should do one from shore lunch.
We should do one of these from a shore lunch.
We can do that too. I could take the GoPro. We can set right up there.
we can hook up the battery. That's not a problem.
I think that GoPro, I think I can get her to last long enough. If the volume, we can get the volume right. I think that's a great idea. So, D-Ray, anything in closing? Any concluders?
Nice meeting everybody.
Yeah. My buddy D-Ray here, guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And until next time, Alpha Gal Outdoorsman.
Thanks for tuning in to Alpha Gal Outdoorsman. Make sure to hit that follow button. And until we meet again, wear your tick repellent.